This week in Jamaica Now, mass shooting rocks Jamaica. 8 persons shot dead and 9 others injured at a birthday party on Cherry Tree Lane in Clarendon. One woman lost her husband, daughter and a cousin.
I can't bear it. I can't bear it.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness has promised a strong response.
We will find you and we will bring you to justice.
And major Chinese contractor blames Jamaican contractors for faulty work on a multi-billion-dollar highway. I'm Jovan Johnson and this is Jamaica Now. Jamaica was rocked this week by one of the worst cases of mass shooting in the country's history. 8 persons, including a child, were shot dead in what the authorities are labeling an act of terrorism. The attack took place at a birthday party at a car wash in the community of Cherry Tree Lane in Four Paths, Clarendon on August 11. The victims in the suspected reprisal attack have been identified as 27-year-old therapist Cavell Daly, 50-year-old construction worker Lawrence Francis, 20-year-old cashier Diamond Bennett, and 58-year-old butcher Errol Stewart. The other 4 are 32-year-old Jermaine Booth, Courtney Messam, a woman identified as Margaret, and a 7-year-old boy, Aidan Bartley, who attended Four Paths Primary and Infant School. A 1-year-old boy and a 70-year-old woman are among 9 others who are injured and have been hospitalized. Residents and relatives were inconsolable as officials visited the community in the aftermath.
Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, I can't bear it. I can't bear it.
One resident, Debian Hamilton Francis, lost her daughter Cavell, her husband Lawrence, and a cousin Courtney. The 17 persons were shot in 2 incidents sometime after 9 p.m. on Sunday. The police say a white Toyota Axia motorcar drove up to the car wash and 3 men alighted with rifles and handguns and opened fire at the patrons. The gunmen then drove off and, on reaching another section of Cherry Tree Lane, they stopped at another gathering where 2 men exited the vehicle and again opened gunfire. 2 of the 8 deceased persons were killed in that second shooting. The shooting brought back memories of the Cocoa Piece massacre in northern Clarendon in June 2022. A relative hacked to death a mother and her 4 children. Now, shock and outrage have been swift. Prime Minister Andrew Holness called an emergency meeting of the National Security Council on Monday. Mr. Holness says the killers will be found.
We know that persons overseas are involved and connected in this act. We know that persons who are incarcerated presently have connections in this act. We know that multiple gangs are connected and involved in this act. Every gang, every person who in any way facilitated, provided the arms, or were involved and pulled the trigger themselves, we will find you and we will bring you to justice. I want that to be absolutely clear. We will not treat this as another criminal act. We will treat this as an act of terror. Therefore, we have given directions to the security forces to launch an all-out assault on the gangs that are involved, indeed any gang that is involved. There is no way that 8 persons can be killed in one incident in Jamaica and the state stands as if nothing happened? No.
And opposition leader Mark Golding condemned the incident, saying it is yet another depraved act of wanton violence.
There have been multiple killings in Clarendon in recent years, with this one being the most egregious. I stand ready to cooperate with the government to achieve bipartisan constitutional action to come to grips with this utterly untenable situation. The only way forward is for us to work together and to find consensus around practical solutions that can make the change that Jamaica needs.
Meanwhile, on Wednesday, the government declared a state of emergency for Clarendon. The measure gives the security forces powers to detain persons for longer than normal and to conduct searches without warrants. Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey also disclosed that 5 persons have been arrested in relation to the attack.
Our investigation has made significant progress, revealing connections to at least 6 previous violent incidents in Clarendon. These incidents include a quadruple murder in Havana Heights in 2021, a murder committed on April 21st, 2024, and a subsequent shooting and arson that was committed on April 25 in West Park. The other incidents include a murder that was committed on April 29 in the Cherry Tree Lane, a murder that was committed on May 11 along Fogar Road, Maypen, as well as a murder that was committed on May 15 in Yorktown. Unfortunately, our findings indicate that these local violent issues have international roots and incorporate local players, some of whom are incarcerated. These individuals who once were friends in Jamaica had a falling out in the United States over illegal obtained gains, leading to each taking homicidal contracts to incite fear and terror.
And news came late Wednesday that one of the men suspected of being a shooter in Sunday's mass killing was shot and killed by the security forces during an operation in the Osborne Store area of Clarendon. He has been identified as Steve Smith, otherwise called Thicka or Flybrain. The security forces said Mr. Smith was suspected of being involved in numerous contract-related killings and other serious and illicit activities in Clarendon and other parishes. They say he was wanted by the Maypen police for murder for some time and was a person of interest in several other murder investigations. Police oversight body, the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDICOM, says it is probing the case. And Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced that the government has established a $25 million fund focused on providing rewards to persons who provide information on the incident.
We will provide $6 million Jamaican dollars for information, credible information and intelligence leading to the arrest and charge of any suspect involved in the killing. We will provide $5 million for information aiding in the investigation, arrest and charge of facilitators of this criminal act. We will give a reward for the provision of information and intelligence leading to the recovery of the firearms that were involved in this killing. We're particularly interested in that and any information on the networks involved in the supply of those firearms. And we will provide $5 million for the supply of information and intelligence resulting in the securing of evidence, any form of evidence, against the gangs that were involved in this operation. We will provide a fund of $5 million leading to the arrest and charge for anyone harboring the criminal gangs or their associates, a maximum of $800,000 per person identified.
In other related news, head of Jamaica's prison service, Brigadier Raj Mason, says it is difficult to plug the holes in correctional facilities. He acknowledged in an interview with the Gleaner that some of the persons who work in the Department of Correctional Services are complicit in smuggling contraband or looking the other way. He says the department conducts daily random searches, collaborate with the police, and implement technology to counter the recurring issue. Brigadier Mason says measures are being taken to prevent the public from throwing prohibited items over prison walls. Mr. Mason also said the technology around cell phone jammers is being improved and that new technology is being acquired. And the police say they have identified the masked person seen in a viral video threatening Prime Minister Andrew Holness and his wife, Juliet, who is also a Member of Parliament and Speaker of the House of Representatives. The video emerged after the Prime Minister said that the security forces have been tasked to go on an all-out assault against gangs over the Cherry Tree Lane massacre. In other news now, 2 policemen are under investigation for allegedly beating a woman with a stool and choking her during an altercation at a bar in Hanover on August 10, reportedly over the price of a beverage. The woman also claims that when she went to the Sandy Bay police station to file a complaint, she was beaten a second time by one of the cops and chased from the compound. China Harbour Engineering Company has accepted responsibility for the poor quality material used on a section of the Southern Coastal Highway opened in February in St. Thomas. The company has pointed to local contractors, saying they did significant sections of the multi-billion-dollar roadway. The National Works Agency said, based on technical assessments, poor material quality caused the deterioration on a section of the roadway between Yallas Ponds and Pamfret. The China Harbour Engineering Company says it will fix the problem at no cost to the government. The Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project involves Kingston, St. Thomas, Portland, Manchester and Clarendon. It's being funded mainly through a $384 million loan from China. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. Follow us on X, formerly Twitter, and Instagram at Jamaica Gleaner, and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. Like this video on our YouTube page, turn on your notification, and subscribe today. I'm Jovan Johnson, and before we go, more on the Cherry Tree Lane massacre in Clarendon.
Our teams have been in the area. You may not have seen them, but our teams have been in the area. We will continue to monitor the area. We will continue to provide counseling to victims, and our operational activities will continue in this space.
What's this area like in terms of crime? Is this new to the area? This is a new thing happening in the area.
Well, this is new to the entire parish. We've never had an incident like this where so many persons were shot and killed. We've had triples and quadruples, but not 8 persons. We've had our challenges, but in recent times we haven't had any flare-up. So it's not one of the hotspots at this time. We will be in this space for as long as it takes to bring reassurance to the citizens and normalcy to the space.
Have you met with any of the member of the family, any family members? We have met, and we are still meeting with others. We do get strong support from the CPFSA, as you're aware that some children are involved.
We're coming to that. Can you speak on the condition of the 1-year-old?
And of course, other agencies, they are victim support unit from our courts. So the condition of the 1-year-old is still in the hospital and is undergoing treatment.
Last night with the party, that shouldn't have happened, that was illegal.
I can't speak to a party, because I don't know if a party was on, but there was a gathering, and I know that bingo was being played, obviously. Obviously, those who wanted to hurt somebody capitalized on the gathering, and unfortunately, some person have died.
The statistics show that 39%, the crime had gone down in Clarendon, 39%. And this is potentially, possibly, maybe the worst mass killing in Jamaican history. As a member of the police force, how do you process that? Is this a setback?
As we say, it's one of the one of those incidents that it's not common, but it's very unfortunate. Here in Clarendon, we've been doing very well. In fact, yesterday we were 26 murders less than we were last year, so we were doing pretty well. So this has certainly impacted us greatly. Yeah, seriously impacted us. But, our teams are in the area. Our operational activities will be intensified. Our investigations are on, and persons responsible will definitely be brought to justice. So we're asking the citizens, those who may have seen or heard, that you should give us the information so we can help to make their space even safer.
get the community to live as one. To see persons come together, celebrating persons that are here, birthday, and all of that. You understand? Because now it is birthday here. This is totally a mess. Totally a mess.
Carry feed me feel lost, Pechina. Hey, Gary dead in my hand. Gary dead in my hand. Lord God, Lord God. Lord God, Lord God, Lord God, it's too much pitch, it's too much pitch. Courtney, I shot out Pechina, Courtney dead Pechina, Courtney have no eye Pechina, they shot out the eye. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, I can't bear it. I can't bear it. Oh! Me no get over me man and look your bitch. Me just started looking food and look here. Me can't sleep at night and look your bitch. Me a see that me head. What am I should carry?
Rebel?
Jesus, 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 Jesus. Oh God. I'm dying inside, God. Me a dead inside.